Hello and welcome to the Build-A-Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to assemble a model kit, and I'm also here to hang out with all of you. And I'm going to start things off by throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can apply with those emotes. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi. You can use other people's emotes. If you feel like being a lurker, you can just go ahead and lurk. I'm adjusting my white balance here. It's way off. It's fine. It's because I have this overhead light that is bleeding onto my face, and I have to fix it at some point, and I haven't. Lashbrook's here. Hello, Lashbrook. Happy to have you here. Yeah, I'm just so fucking blown out with like this. Let me see if I can make a couple minor adjustments here. See if I can maybe just kind of... Yeah, all right, I'll just do that. That's fine. I'm going to decrease the brightness of that. Yeah, that's better. Hi, welcome. Happy to have you here. It's a Thursday, and you might not be able to notice this, but I have new glasses. It's very noticeable to me because I'm the one that sees out of them, and you might look and you go, like, these look identical to your previous glasses, and yes, that's true. They're the same frames, the same style. Roosevelt from Warby Parker. They still sell Roosevelt, and I got them, and I'm very happy to have them because I went to an eye exam on Tuesday. Let's go to the overhead camera. Right now, we're working on the Narrative Gundam Master Grade, the B-Packs VerKa. So it's the Narrative Gundam with the B-Packs, cool backpack accessories. A premium Bandai set that brings them all together. We're working on the Core Fighter, which is like the waist of the kit. The waist kind of comes around it. And so we'll work on that while I say that. Yeah. So I paid for the expedited shipping. And then they just made my glasses and mailed them out. Hey, Lord Ashton. So one of the things, the benefit I had here is that because my prescription wasn't like wild, I wasn't doing like progressive lenses or anything like that, or bifocals. I just had distance glasses here. Because of that, I was able to just the prescription easily made on one of their most popular frames, and so they just made them and sent them out. And it's like within 14 days is the regular period. Within 10 days is the like $25 more. I paid for the $25 more and I got them today. Like I literally purchased these glasses from Warby Parker Tuesday afternoon. And then I got them now. That's wild. That's ridiculous, but also great. I'm very pleased. I will eventually get a second pair, and these will become my backup pair. My hope is like 6 months from now I'll do that, and then make the 6 months old glasses. That because prescription is new. I did get a new prescription on Tuesday, and then brought that home. I had already kind of picked out that I wanted to get the same frames that I had, which, again, I did, which I was very pleased about. And then, was able to just, like, pick those and then pay for them, and here we go. I will say, immediately, noticing a difference. This is easier to read for me. Now, this is a big piece of paper. I haven't tested it on like small manuals, and I think that will be the real test, but immediately easier to read which is just very nice to see. So that is an immediate thing where I was like, okay, yeah, this is feeling better. That's really nice. My previous glasses were definitely on their last legs. They were starting to delaminate, and it was bad. I need a new prescription. I looked at the difference. How old was the last pair? I want to say the last pair were like 5 years old, but also had started to delaminate, and also had a big scratch on one of the lenses. It wasn't noticeable on camera, but it was really noticeable to me, and so it was long overdue for a new pair. I should also say that those glasses, that prescription was older than that due to COVID stuff. Let's see. Roxas of Malice says, good luck on the kit. I finished the actual movie last night after using narrative in Super Robot Wars, so good luck. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah. So far, everything's been pretty intricate, but that's because we're working on a small thing like the Core Fighter. We'll see how intricate it gets when I start getting into bigger pieces and bigger sections. But yeah, there's a lot of plastic for this, between the narrative Gundam and then the stuff that will be going around it. The cool backpacks that this kit gets. Okay, let me see if I can figure out. Okay, so this side goes like this. That goes like that. I think that seems right. Okay, and then this is going to go on to back here and slide into the notches, I believe. That doesn't immediately work, so I wonder if I'm doing something wrong. Did I do something wrong? Let's look. That looks right. These are supposed to go into this, and then the other piece goes in behind it. So I may have messed up. Oh, no, there we go. There we go. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. I had to do a little finagling, a little movement to get this lined up right, but now it's lined up correctly. Okay. And now I should be able to put two pieces of cane here. So yeah, so these glasses were way overdue. The prescription was old because when I needed new glasses, Warby Parker at that time kind of waived the you've had this prescription for too long thing because people couldn't go and get glasses. So it's just been really long overdue. As folks may remember, I've talked about this here on stream. I had some debt that I had to pay down for quite some time. Now that has been paid off, and on one side it's been paid off, and the other side work has been pretty fruitful in the contract work that I do for data entry. So a combination of those two things means that I was able to spend a bunch of money. Like I was able to get an eye exam, and then in the same day I got an eye exam, I bought new glasses. This is excellent that I've been able to do those two things at the same time. Very, very happy about that. All right, this is the Core Fighter. The only thing we have left is we can put the landing gear on, and then we'll learn how to transform it. But we'll do the landing gear so we can take a little photo because it's fun to be able to do that. So we'll do that. Let's say 13 and then 1 and 2. So we'll get 13 out here. But I remember the last time I got a new prescription. It had changed, and it took me a little while for my eyes to adjust. And it was that thing that happens sometimes with new glasses where you're like, oh no, did I get the wrong prescription because this is wrong? And then it kind of settles in and suddenly it works. My previous glasses were so fucked that immediately everything is better. Like no vision issues, no focusing issues. It's just relief. It's just oh yeah, all right, I can see better, and this is easier. Because my previous glasses, sometimes I would take them off to read something up close, and that's bad. The naked eye shouldn't be better than wearing glasses for reading some things. And I know I'm getting older, but still, even with getting older, I was like, that's not good. That's a bad thing. So yeah, so we're better off. All right, so obviously this doesn't get to wheel around with the wheels. The wheels are just decorative, but it is neat to be able to pop these in here. So we'll pop this in. And then we'll take a little fun photo of the core lander, and then we will turn it into the core block. This kit does transform. This one piece transforms. So, which is unnecessary. We don't really need to be this, but whatever, it's there. So we'll take a photo of the core lander there, and now we will transform it by taking off the landing gear that we just put on. All right, that goes up. Okay, and then move the landing gear. Pop this. Oh, no, that stays on. I should stay on. Pop this open. And then turn the part. And then fold. Fold it down? That? Yeah. I think so. Then I don't know how this goes. It goes like this. And then I think this is how this goes, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think this is how the core lander comes together. But again, I'm not fully sure about this, because I don't know. I'm going to look ahead here, but I think I probably did this weird. Yeah, all right. So at the very least, I can look at what this looks like there and realize, like, well, this piece just kind of came off, and that's probably not right. When it comes time to put the kit together, I will like probably look online to see how the core fighter was supposed to come together and see if somebody made a video on how to do it. Because I don't think I transformed this properly, and I might not have built this properly, is what I'm kind of figuring out. So I will have time to figure that out in the future and figure out, like, what did I do this correctly or not? And I mean, because I think I didn't do it correctly, so I'll be able to look at that in the future. Like this, I think it's supposed to slide in, but either way I do it, it doesn't. So I'm like, okay. So yeah, I might try to find a build of this, a guide, as someone put it together and figure out all the parts. Because yeah, like this, I think I'm looking at this, I'm like, this should be doing something that I'm not doing right. So I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong here? Okay, I think it was like that, and then... Okay, yeah, so that goes like that. All right, so now I've done that correctly. But yeah, looking at this, I'm like, I don't think I did this right. So what did I... Where did I do wrong? How do I fix it? All of that stuff. Those questions exist. And so I will have to endeavor to figure that out, because this is going to be important to put together, right? So, all right, well, you know, we'll put this aside. We don't need this for a while. We got to build a lot of other stuff before we can put the core fighter together, because the instructions, unfortunately, are not particularly strong for the core fighter. So I'll have to investigate further. Yeah. That's a problem for future Pat. Future Pat's going to have to figure out how this thing works and all that. Present Pat doesn't have to think about it. So that's a plus. That is future Pat's problem. We still have several pages of things. So now we can work on the chest. I feel like this will be much more straightforward of a build element. I don't know if there's anything else I have to say. Oh, I guess, I don't know, I'll share this. This is fine. I was told to do a yearly checkup. The person that did my eye exam said that I should come in yearly because I'm borderline for like the gas in my eye becoming too much and glaucoma developing. And so I should get a yearly checkup to make sure, because it's not something that I will notice or feel or like see coming. And my grandmother did have glaucoma, so I obviously don't want glaucoma. So it would be good to not have that happen to me. Let's see, I need H2 right here. So yeah, so that was like mildly distressing, and hopefully won't be an issue going forward. One can only hope. But yeah, it was nice to go and do that. I also got some shopping done, which was nice because I was at the Walmart, because the Walmart has a vision center operated inside of it. So that was nice to go and just get that done, and then go shopping at Walmart and get a few things that I needed, so I don't have to worry about doing that later. Because Mother's Day here in the United States is approaching. That is soon, in next month. So if you don't have your Mother's Day stuff figured out, it will be a good time to get that shit sorted. Just letting you know. Might be a good time to figure that stuff out. But I got all my stuff sorted, so I'm happy with that. Okay, got this piece in, put in there. And we'll put this flat piece on top to lock it in place. How do you work? Like that? You work like that? Yeah, okay, you work like that. Great. And that snaps into whatever. Okay. Allows for some movement here. As I've mentioned, I am not particularly... this is the first narrative I've ever built. I don't pretend to know a lot about it. But so far, it's been pretty straightforward. A few tricky things here and there. Like I said, I don't really understand how to put that core fighter together to transform it into the core block, but we'll get there. We'll figure it out. And yeah, I got very happy with the glasses. Happy that right away, as I said, the overhead, the combination of the new lighting that I've been working with, and also just me being able to see what's going on, has been a nice combination of things. I haven't read any manga with them yet. That'll be the next thing, because I do have some manga on my iPad to get caught up on. So I'll be doing some reading tonight. Excited for that. They do move around on my face a little bit. I do have to adjust the ears a little, and that's fine. That'll just take a little getting used to, and that's par for the course with glasses anyway. You know, the nose guard is just built into the frame, so I don't have to fiddle and adjust with all that stuff. So just, you know, kind of make it work. Speaking of making it work, how do you work? Where do you go? Do you go into this piece here? Yeah. Okay, so you go in like that, and then you go in like that. Yep, okay, so this piece can move around here and slide around. That makes sense. And then I gotta get E9. Yeah, E9. Just like... get that in. Other things to talk about. I don't know. I have a few other things to chat with you about, which we can get into. There is an update to the Magic the Gathering Union. This is Magic the Gathering Arena, if you have not heard, announced on Monday that they are unionizing with the Communication Workers of America, and they're planning, you know, to do they're looking to be recognized, just like voluntarily recognized by Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, and not looking to have to, like, they're like, we're ready to do the vote. Like, it's very, people are excited about it and ready for it, but we would love to just be recognized without having to do the vote. And good luck to them. Again, this is not everyone who works on Magic the Gathering. This is just the in-house team that works on Magic the Gathering, the arena, the video game. And they're looking for protections against AI and a number of other things, including some very draconian stuff that shows up in a lot of corporate things that, hey, if you work on something, in this case, if you work on like any kind of game in your free time, that is property of the company. Now, that generally in tabletop makes some sense. Like if you're working a day job on a tabletop game, don't make a tabletop game at home. It makes less sense for video game companies, specifically because it's just like, look, I'm making a digital card game video game, but on my off hours, I'm making like a first-person shooter with my friends. You should not be able to claim any of that. So that's one of the things they're looking to rectify from their contracts, among other things, and generally just protections. And most importantly, beyond protections, a voice at the table, because they have felt that they have not been heard properly by management. To that point, there has been a development not in recognizing them, but a statement was made to Kotaku from Wizards of the Coast. We have received the filing and are reviewing it carefully. Our employees are the lifeblood of what makes us great. There's going to be a lot of bullshit speak here. The lifeblood of what makes us great. And we are committed to fostering a workplace where every person feels heard, valued, and supported. We believe that we have a strong connection with everyone at Wizards of the Coast, and that direct relationship with our employees is essential to how we work together to capture the imagination of our fans and players, inspiring a lifetime love of our games. We appreciate hearing about the needs and interests of our employees through this filing, and will respond through the appropriate process. So, mostly, obviously that is not we recognize their union. It's not that, right? And if you look at that message, it does sound like corporate speak of, we hear you. Like, that is the easiest thing to immediately just say, like, oh, they did a we hear you response. But there is something in there that should give us pause, and we should investigate. Every single word of this is carefully looked at ahead of time. And there is one thing that we can pull from this that is somewhat, to me anyway, interesting, which is we believe we have a strong connection with everyone at Wizards of the Coast, and that direct relationship with our employees is essential to how we work together to capture the imagination of our fans, players, blah, blah, blah. That is corporate speak from, you don't want us talking to a union rep, do you? It'd be so much better if we just talked directly to you. You should be talking to HR or your direct manager about your problems, and not to like some union like the Communication Workers of America. They don't have your best interest in mind. We do. So again, this is not them saying like, we don't believe in unions, we don't support a union. It's not them saying that. But it is them saying that we're a family. That is what they're saying. They're saying we're a family, and they are heavily implying that they feel their point of view is, hey, what? We want to talk to you directly. We don't want to go through some people. And again, that is one of the things that the Wizards employees are putting forth when they're coming to looking to form a union. One of the things they are putting forth is their desire to be heard by management, and their feelings that they are not being heard by management. So we'll see where this ends up going, if it goes, like how far it goes, if Wizards is inclined to come around to actively supporting said efforts, or if there will be roadblocks, if they will be doing stalling tactics. Again, we don't know. We don't know where they're going to go and how this is going to work out. Good luck to them. The union busting firm they hired, however, says they don't believe in unions. Yes, the union busting firm they hired, who do many things, including union busting, do not believe in unions. Yes. Lastberg, I am not giving them the benefit of the doubt on anything. But I am merely stating, for the record, they did not hire the Pinkertons to break up a union at Wizards. They hired the Pinkertons to go and get back product that was released unintentionally, and then people decided that people who shouldn't have had that product decided they were going to cover it for the internet. Could they have used a company that wasn't the fucking Pinkertons? Of fucking course they could have and should have done that. But they did not hire they didn't hire the Pinkertons in this case. The Pinkertons being the goons you hire to break up unions in the past is relevant and always worth talking about, but it isn't necessarily, like, I do not want to imply that their response was, well, we're going to break up this union effort right now. Because that's not what they've said. That is not what their statement has said. And again, of course, they did hire union busters for a different job. Is this J 15 and 16? Did I get this right? This is 15 and 16. Okay, so I got to figure out how this goes. But yes. But again, legally, they're not going to say we fucking hate unions. They are going to say shit like this. They are going to say shit like, we think the best, we'd love to talk directly to our employees, and we want our employees to talk directly to us. Like, that is the shit they are going to say, and that is the shit that they are going to be imparting, because what they want is, they want people to not vote to unionize and not go on strike to demand that they get recognized and all of that other stuff. They don't want any of that smoke. They want it to fizzle. And if they are a smart company, they won't find reasons to fire union organizers. Because that still happens to this day. It is one of the reasons why I don't support anything on Kickstarter. Is because Kickstarter did that shit. Is there a union at Kickstarter now? Yes. Do I support unions? Of course. Am I less inclined to support Kickstarter than other crowdfunding sites? 100%. I am less likely to want to support anything that happens at Kickstarter, because the people that benefit the most from Kickstarter literally found excuses to fire people who were the loudest voices in the unionization effort. So, I am less inclined to want to support Kickstarter as a company, as an entity. Like, if I ever had to do crowdfunding, it would not be on Kickstarter. Even though it is the biggest and, obviously has the biggest name and the biggest pull out there. And there are people that just go to Kickstarter to see what's new on Kickstarter, which you don't get. You don't really get that on Indiegogo or even BackerKit stuff. Like when BackerKit, is doing projects and stuff. There are maybe BackerKit is now just starting to get the what's new here kind of buzz, but Indiegogo's never had that. So it makes sense why people still use Kickstarter, even though it's a fucking bummer over there. But yeah, good luck to the fine folks at WotC on the team. And again, this was not a company-wide union. This is a union for the game workers that do stuff for Magic the Gathering Arena. And good luck to them. All right, so this is step one, going gear. This is coming together pretty straightforward. I don't want to say easy, but this is pretty straightforward. And this can slide up like that and open if you want to do it like that. If that's how you want to do the things. Let's put this down, put that like that. And then H1 and H9. Get a lot of this done here. All right, other stuff we can talk about. We unfortunately, sad news in the follow-up of the developer Spiders. They made Technomancer and Greedfall. This is a French studio that is under the umbrella of Nacon. Earlier this year, they filed for insolvency. Basically, they were a company that was certainly on their last legs, and a last ditch effort was to declare solvency. In order, because under French law, this would freeze their liabilities for an observation period up to 18 months, while the debt is potentially restructured. So basically, the idea was like, hey, we're going to go bankrupt and all these people are going to lose their jobs and we're not going to be able to pay creditors. How about the courts help us figure out a way to refinance our debts somewhat and keep people afloat while we try to get this straightened out? So that was the plan. This was again a last-ditch effort. After a long period of clear answers, we received confirmation that Spiders is being liquidated. This is an update from the studio. Means the company as a whole no longer exists. We'll cease our functions immediately. The planned DLC will release via Nacon, and then that's it. So Nacon will be in charge of the upcoming DLC that they have been working on. But as a studio, Spider is done. That's just the end of Spiders, I should say. We're sorry it's come to this, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you support over the years. If you have any questions or any issues with your games, please contact Nacon directly, as we'll no longer be able to reply. Apparently they had, including freelancers, over 90 people on the payroll. So that was full-time, part-time, and freelancer. They had 90. Which is, of course, quite a few people. All right, so I got to put this on. This has to go on. Oh, this is not fully connected. I was wondering why this wasn't working. It was because it wasn't set up right. There it is. Now it's connected. And then we got to do E12. So that is a shame. Again, last-ditch efforts don't always pay off, but that is a bummer. They developed their own in-house engine, which I'd never heard of, called the Silk engine, which they used for their games. And maybe that'll be part of the liquidated assets to go out there, is the Silk engine. We don't know. But on the positive side, Landfall and Crab, I should say, not Crab, have teamed up for a game bundle that supports the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Digipile has launched the Landfall X Aggro Crab Showcase, a game collection aimed at raising funds for Make-A-Wish in honor of World Wish Day. The bundle features 8 games for $12. Peak, Another Crab's Treasure, Haste, Content Warning, Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, Going Under, Subway Midnight, and Stick Fight the Game. There's also a charity tier available for additional $5, with 100% of the contribution going to Make-A-Wish. It includes the digital soundtracks of 4 of the games, as well as exclusive commemorative artwork. When purchasing the bundle, you can opt to donate more to the charity. The bundle will be available through May 12th, or until keys sell out. The collection so far has raised $2,312 for Make-A-Wish. This is out of Digipile. I'm looking right now, and yeah, you can just make an optional direct one. You can add $5. It goes right there. And if you bought these games individually, it'd be about $120 through Steam. And of course, you get these codes if you already have the game. You can then send those codes off to other people. I've never done totally accurate battle simulator. That's something I certainly would like to do at some point. I have I want to say I have half of these games. Yeah, I have half of these games. I'll say this, folks. Another Crab's Treasure is $30 normally. So this deal alone obviously supports charity. If you add you put in the $5 that goes directly to charity on top of it and spend $17, you're still getting a crazy deal on this. And then you can get soundtracks for Another Crab's Treasure, Going Under, Haste, and Stick Fight the game. And then also you get the commemorative art. This seems fucking rad. I will include a link in the show description here for the charity bundle because that is fucking cool. So let me add that quickly. Charity bundle. And I would recommend helping out there if you can. If you put your money towards a good cause, again, especially if you don't have any or some of these games, if you got a couple friends with you, I mean, Peak is fun no matter how many friends you got playing, but I would say of those games, Peak is my favorite. I've never played Another Crab's Treasure, so but I've heard good things. But yeah, I mean, fucking goddamn kid, Peak is real fun. All right, J and L. We get J over here. I think we're working on, I don't know. Yeah, shoulder pieces. I want to say connectors to go there. I think that's what we're doing. I don't know. We need J2. Yeah, I think this is. Yeah, this is part of the side here that goes into the shoulder. So we'll get all this figured out. Then I need L5 and L4. And then hopefully I don't screw this up, but if I do, it'll be I can get it together, and then also it'll be easier to do the other side because if I struggle on this side, then I can make shorter work of the other side. That's the hope anyway, and usually that's true. Usually if I mess up, I'll be able to nail it the second time. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Also, these parts are small, but they're not as small as they would be on a high grade, so it's still winning. All right, so it's like that. Yes, it's like that. Okay, so this goes this way, and then this goes like that. Yep, that seems right. Then all right, the flat side. I don't know which one is the flat side. This is the flat side. Is it I don't know. I don't know what they mean by the flat side. Uh-oh. There's oh, okay. There's little notches on one side. There, and then that. Okay, so it's this side. I actually don't know if I've done this piece properly. I think I have, but I actually don't know. So that's mildly frustrating, but we'll see. We'll see if I did this correctly or not. I don't know. Let's go like that. And then this piece is going to go into J6, and that'll go on top. And then J4 is going to go on the bottom. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe this was right. I think I did this correctly, but I don't know. Which is, you know, obviously not ideal. That's L. Not ideal if you're like, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this correctly or not. You know, the hope is that you'll figure it out, but whatever. Let's see. We'll talk about this story. This story's fucking kind of bonkers. You know, like, we're still fucking doing this dumb shit kind of way. Well, so we'll talk about that in a second here. Let me get J4 together here. Okay, there's J4. So, obviously, scalpers are the scum of the earth. Fuck them forever. Eat shit, scalpers. We hate you, scalpers. Nobody likes you. You can't tell people what your job is because it sucks. So fucking stop it. Ruining so many things. Obviously, we fucking hate it. We're not a fan of it. We're not here for it. There was a story this not too long ago here. So a lot of people were lined up at in front of a Best Buy yesterday. And some of those people were people that just want some product, right? They just want their things, they just want their stuff, right? Some of those folks just doing whatever, right? A couple of those folks probably, or certainly among the group, definitely scalpers, you know, looking to turn a profit, make their money, all right? Make their thing, make it happen. I'm sorry, I'm going to try to figure out how this works here. This is J6. This is going to look like this. Okay, it's going to go in like that. And then this has to go. Yeah, I know. I'm taking a real hard stance. Dirty says, hopefully Monday controller sales go without any scalpers. I mean, yes, I hope so as well. We'll see. So they're in line for this Best Buy to open so they can buy packs. Some of whom because they're collectors, personal collectors. Some people because they want to turn a profit. Other people that just want to, build out their decks and do all that, or open packs on the internet, or whatever the fuck people want to do, right? Cops show up. And, like, the line's not unruly, so they don't know what's going on. At this Best Buy in Pasadena. But they're there because a man was hiding inside of the store. And they believed that he was there in order to cut the line. And he was arrested for trespassing, of course. So, we don't know, like, obviously, this is not a robbery. Obviously, I shouldn't say. It does not appear that this person was there to rob the store. It does seem like this person was there to be the first, somehow be the first in line, to which I would say, why not just be the first in line? What? How? I mean, I guess you could show up if people are probably waiting in line earlier than the store closes. So getting there when the store closes and hiding is gonna be the way that you get the better of them because you spent less time because you're already in the store. But like, how do you get? And I guess people wouldn't, like, suddenly you're there, and what can they say? Like, you weren't waiting in line. It's like, well, I'm right here, so of course I was. Like, I don't know what the plan is there. Obviously don't know if this person also, I should say this. The cops were there because of a tip that a man was hiding, which means that, one, like, because they didn't say Best Buy called to report a trespasser. They're saying they received a tip, which means that, like, and of course, I am, yes, somebody snitched, and I am of the mind of no, you didn't. No, you didn't is how a lot of us need to go through life. Did you see this thing? No, you didn't. Did you hear this thing? No, you didn't. Did you know about this thing? No, you didn't. Now, obviously, there are exceptions to that policy, right? I am not one that says you can't ever snitch and you shouldn't ever snitch, right? I am not here to lay that on the line and make that my universal truth. Like, that is just not me. That is not what I'm here to say. Like, if somebody is going to do something horrendous and terrible, then you have an obligation as a member of society to do your best to inform the right people of what's going on there, right? Like, you owe that as a member of society to not fuck that shit up. If you I will say this. If you saw something, no, you didn't. On occasion, if you see something, say something. The direct thought of if somebody left a duffel bag in a subway train, you should tell someone about this duffel bag that got left in the subway train. Like, I think that's totally reasonable. If you have been told by someone that they're making threats, they are going to cause harm to other people and do some shit and pull some shit, then I think you are obligated to inform someone about that. However, for something like this, it's important for you to figure out for yourself, to think about this hard and come to a consensus and a conclusion on this of, why did someone want to tell the cops that I was hiding here? It's important to think about those things, right? Like, what's your relationship with people? Positive or negative? That when given the opportunity, somebody snitched on you. Are you a scalper and this is a rival scalper group that is like, we're going to tell people you're doing this? Is this somebody that you have mistreated verbally, physically, however? I think these are important things to figure out. Like, if I'm going to pull some bullshit, like some good grade A, top tier dumbassery, who's telling people about my shenanigans, right? Important to figure that stuff out. Was it partially an inside job? Did this person use knowledge of that Best Buy via a friend or acquaintance? And that person was like, I gotta fucking tell somebody about this shit. Or my pet theory is that somebody was looking for this dude, was trying to track this dude down, and then somebody was like, so they're hiding in a Best Buy overnight to buy cars before other people. And then somebody else was like, fuck that. I don't like that. I don't like that that's a thing that can happen. Not in my Pasadena. That is my pet theory of what happened there. All right, so this thing's going to slide around. Check the movements. This piece has some movement to it. And I don't know why it has movement to it, but it does. Again, slow going on this half. The other half, I should have a better understanding of how this all works. And part of this is the simple fact that I don't know a lot about this kit. So I am kind of going by vibes here. Like, I know this, like, I think this is correct. But, yeah, I think this is right. But I don't know. And it feels off. I guess I could look at this. I could just embiggen this. Yeah, this looks all right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and this kind of like lowers down a little bit if I need to. All right, yeah, I think this is good. I think I did this correctly. We'll find out, but this looks all right. And then I got to put the top piece on. And then we do the same thing on the other side. We'll figure it out. And that was it. That's about all I got there. The next AEW pay-per-view is on the 24th. It is in Queens. I do know a few people that will be there live, which is excellent because they are New York people that like AEW. So I've heard a few people I know are going to be there, which is awesome. I will not. But right now there are only 2 matches confirmed, so we'll be talking more about that through the month. Okada and Takeshita are fighting for the International Championship, which is good. Good for them. And then Cope and Cage, that's Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, once again have another title shot against FTR. It is a street fight, but it is an I quit street fight. So you only win this street fight, no pinfalls, no submission. Someone on the other team must declare that they quit. And it's weird. And if Cope and Cage lose, they must retire as a tag team. So I think this means they win, and you can kind of understand a cage match, or not cage match, a street fight, that they could win that. That is not a, like, for people who are obsessed with, you know, that kind of stuff, wrestlers and all that, they'd be like, well, we beat them in Canada in a regular tag match, and then they beat us in New York in a street fight, and so our imaginary protections are cool. Would be absolutely wild to have them go 0-2 against FTR and break up. Yes, Lashbrook. It would be like, well, I will say them losing in Toronto was wild as it was. So them also losing the second one and then breaking up as a tag team, the thing that people have been wanting since Cope showed up, would be kind of fucking buck wild. I'd almost appreciate it. But also I want FTR to go away for a while. Here's the thing that's like kind of fucking me up. FTR versus Young Bucks will probably happen at All In. So it's like, do they need the belt for that? I don't think they do. Maybe it'll be a 3-way fight or something like that. Who knows? But like, oh yeah, I'm like, all right. I don't know. I feel like that means they're winning. I think that's I think if it was they're retiring, then maybe I'd be like, oh, maybe this is how they're going to go. But like, I don't know. I don't think either of one of those guys wants to retire yet. And I don't think that, I mean, Yesterday was the first time they've ever wrestled together on Dynamite. They got a tag title shot based on being a duo in another company. So I'm glad they at least wrestled on Dynamite. That was something. They did something. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all this lined up properly, and it's a little difficult. So my apologies. I want to get this lined up properly so it looks nice. It's got to go like that, and then it's got to go like that. Yeah, all right, I got it. I got it, everybody. There's a lot. This kit's got a lot of fucking moving parts to it. And I'm not even done, because there's also a little piece that has to go in somewhere, and I didn't do that. That goes in here, I think. L2. I got a tiny little piece called L2 that has to go in, so... Yeah, this thing's fucking got a lot going on. L2. So yeah. Okada versus Takeshita. Like, I want it to be Takeshita, but they just won't fucking have him win anything. It seems, it just fucking feels like. But hopefully he does. Jesus Christ. Please, please, please finish this fight. Let either of them move on to other things. This fucking feud. Have Takeshita be a full-time face and, you know, deal with the Don Callis family throughout. Like, please. Like, I feel like this should be the end of this, and I don't know. But I don't know if it is. We'll see. But I think Takeshita should win. And then as far as like what else the card is going to be, like we'll find out. My assumption is it's Darby versus MJF at Double or Nothing, and I think MJF wins the belt back. That's what I think. I don't know. I would imagine one of the reasons why they're having Darby do all of these fucking matches is to have him get some matches on Dynamite, so he has some title defenses in his rather short run. But I don't know, because I would not have picked Darby to beat MJF, especially in the way he did. All right, I don't know how this piece goes in. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know how this piece goes in. It's just a tiny little thing, and I bet this photo isn't going to show me anything about that. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I can't see the top of this in this photo. So let me see if I can see a top-down photo of the narrative Gundam. I'm going to look up narrative Gundam MG photos here. The B-Packs still available on Premium Bandai's website. It looks like. Yeah. I am now looking at photos here. Okay, it kind of like stands up a little bit, but it fits mostly in. It's just an annoying little piece of plastic here. But what I'm looking at in this photo seems like I'm doing this piece correctly, so that's nice. I won't be able to see how the core fighter goes into it in these photos because they don't show you like segments of like a kit being built. But wow, I cannot fucking figure this piece out, how this piece goes in. Sorry. It does stand up a little bit. So I think I might have had it right at one point. Oh. It's just so small, and I know if I put it in my tweezers, it's just going to fly out of my tweezers. It's just such a tiny little piece. Is that right? I think that might be correct. It sticks up a lot, though. I think that's right. I think that's how it goes. We'll see. That seems correct. This seems like how the piece goes in there. I don't know. Maybe it goes too much. I'm looking at a lot of stuff. What we got going on here? Lord Crashington wants me to hit the dance button. I will hit the dance button. Thank you, Lord Crashington. The last night for this song, because on Saturday it will be a new month and a new song. So thank you for using your channel points for this. I'll do that while I'm looking at photos, and I'll dance a little bit. Looking at pieces here, trying to zoom in on these photos, making this photo real big. Push this over here. Oh, it disappeared on me. Yeah. Thank you for using your channel points for that. All right, let me see if I can find this photo that I just downloaded. I literally have no idea where I put it. Saving it on the desktop. It's on the desktop. There, okay. So now if I zoom in a lot here, yeah, it sticks up. Okay, I think I did this piece right. I don't know. It's tough, it's tiny. But it's not falling out, so I think we're okay. I don't know. But we will do the other side of this, because we're now done with this part here. So, you know, let me just, real quick. Am I doing this? Am I fucking this up by turning it over? Oh, it just flew out of my hands. It did just fly out of my nails and fly over here. All right, so now we have a custom narrative Gundam B-Pack where it doesn't have one of these little pieces sticking up on this side, and it will just be on the other side if I can even get that piece in. I flew too close to the sun, everybody. I was like, well, let me try this, and then it just flew out of my fingers, and I don't see where it landed, so that's gone. Okay, no problem. Tiny little piece. Nobody will know. You'll know, and I'll know, but whatever. So much going on with this kit. It's fine. That flips up. This is crazy. Anyway, let's move on to the next step here, which is to take a pause to the cause. World exclusive. Indeed, Lord Crashington. It's custom. It is a custom element to the build. You can't find that anywhere else. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you, that's right, you, about ways you can support the channel and what I do here. Everything I'm about to talk to you is optional. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to, that would be rad. I would love that. You know, you're more than welcome to help me out financially if you're so inclined. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build with Bear workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. You're already here on Twitch. If you wanted to, you could. Also, gift subs, I believe, are on sale right now until the end of this month, so you can save some money on gifting some subs. We're currently at 18 subscribers. The goal is to get to 30. I shut up about the number of subscribers I have when I hit 30. So if you would like me to shut the fuck up about how many subscribers I have, you could, you know, become one or gift a sub. Trying to get to that big 3-0. You know, no obligation, of course, to gift subs, but like I said, you could save money doing it. So if you were like, what if I saved money, Pat, and like supported you financially? I mean, like you could do that. You don't have to, but you could. Let's see. I have a Patreon, I should say that. I just put up a Q&A yesterday on my Patreon that is for the $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon if you're so inclined, if you'd like to do that. But yeah, folks in the Patreon got that monthly Q&A. I answered one question this month, and I do it every month, and it is the only exclusive content I make. So that's up there for patrons and maybe to entice you to become a patron. I have a YouTube channel, of course. Over on my YouTube, you can subscribe for free if you'd like, and I would love you to do that. While you're over there, consider becoming a member. For just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So the video that I put up yesterday, you would have seen way before other people, a whole day before other people saw it. And I would, that it'd be cool. That's cool. That is another way to support me, and one of the cheaper ways to support me financially. If you're already, spending money, and you got a Google Wallet already, you could do that. Those are all monthly ways, like continuous monthly ways to support me. If you would like to throw some money into the, into the tip jar through my Ko-Fi or my PayPal, you could do that. And everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense. So if you're watching my YouTube videos, that also financially benefits me. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that fund, I pull money out to buy model kits and Lego sets and knockoff stuff. Some gear like the overhead lights I have. Like the next purchase that will be coming at some point, which is going to be a new microphone. I'm finally going to get a cool microphone that has both USB 3 and XLR out, so that I can eventually get a breakout box to do that, so that I'm not running a mic through USB. That is eventually the goal. That has not been accomplished yet, but that is something that I would like to do in the future. So that is another way, you can support me through all those ways to help me be able to do that, and buy a bunch of kits. I have a bunch of kits in my backlog, but I'm not working on those kits right now. I'm working on the narrative Gundam Master Grade, because DSHS, friend of the stream, DSHS, was like, hey, do you want these? And so he sent them to me, and then they jumped the queue and became the next thing that I worked on. If you would also like for me to build stuff that you have a decision in, the easiest way to do that is to buy it off my Amazon wish list. And then I'll make a dedicated video for those when they come to me. And also, you'll jump the queue and become the next thing I work on. Because if you're going to go out of your way to buy me something, the least thing I could do is to build it before I build anything else. So if you want to get the Gustav Karl from Gundam Hathaway for me to build, you could do that. And then also, again, I would make that the next thing I work on. That's why I'm building this instead of other things. I got a backlog of good stuff that I'd be happy to work on. I have a bunch of model kits in there. There's only two things from Witch from Mercury that I have not built. I have built every high grade from Witch from Mercury except for the plane, the transport plane, and I haven't built the Gundam Aerial Master Grade SD, the MGSD, which is just the SD, the Super Deformed, which I don't love saying, but that's what it stands for. But they have the Master Grade of that. That is on my wish list. That is the only thing outside of, like I said, one of two things from that entire series that I haven't built. But I've got model kits and Lego sets, inexpensive things, expensive things, all kinds of different things and things. See if there's anything on that wish list that appeals to you, that you would like to have me pick up and build. The Gyan Strom. The Gyan Strom is from Gundam Seed Freedom, is a fun, cool Gyan. If you would like me to build that, that's on sale. You pick that up, and I would build it and become the next thing that I work on. If you wanted to. You don't got to. I want to really adjust a thing here. Hold on one quick second. Real quick, I want to take this brightness down just a little bit more. There we go. I like that. That's better. That's looking better. Okay. Other ways to support me. I have a wish list on Throne. If you don't want to use Amazon, I fucking get it, and I respect it. Check out Throne. And then, of course, if you want to support me financially in the most convoluted and complicated way possible, you got to get yourself over to USA Gundam Store. USA Gundam Store, you can buy a gift card. They will send you an email with a gift card code. Then you can send me a whisper here on Twitch or a private message on Blue Sky or Mastodon with that gift card code, and then I will use that gift card code to buy something from USA Gundam Store. That is another way to support me. It is, again, the most steps possible, because you also have to count on USA Gundam Store in order to buy it. It's a whole thing. I have a Discord. You can join the Discord for free, of course. And you want to hang out in the Discord, we'd love to have you. A call to arms, a call to action, I should say, call to action for people who are in the Discord. If you've been building any model kits lately, post that. I want to see them shits. I want to see what you're working on. Show me what you're working on. I love seeing that stuff. Let's see. A couple video links for you to check out. This week I put up a new episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club. And I talked about some weird-ass manga. That's right. It's my 5th manga club video as part of Pat Baer's Anime Club, where I talk about weird manga. Including one that just had an anime adaptation last season that makes no sense. Now, I'm not saying these are all bad, including one of them I talk about I really like as a manga, but they're all fucking weird. And the first one I talk about is only weird in the sense that all anime is fucking weird, and so you would like not even bat an eye at that premise of this one about a kid who becomes a cop in space. But it's fucking weird. How they get there is weird. It's all of these are weird. You should watch the video if you haven't. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. And this week, I finish up recommending stuff from the winter season with a recommendation of You and I Are Polar Opposites, which is a lovely romantic comedy series that I didn't watch weekly, but caught up on and I really like. It's a little bit of like, she's popular, he's serious, but she pursues him. You don't necessarily see a lot of romantic comedy series where the girl is the pursuer. It does happen, it just doesn't happen as often. And also, they're just like really fun together. And they're not really that opposite, honestly. But it's fun and cute, and I like it. And the supporting cast is solid, which is always nice. So you should check out my 1-minute video about why you should watch the series, and then maybe check the series out. Also, an update. The dub for Isekai Office Worker is now coming out. It will be weekly, I believe. But if you've been waiting to watch Isekai Office Worker because you wanted to make sure that it was dubbed and not subbed, the dub is happening. It was not a simul dub, but it is coming out, and that's great. I have not listened to a second of it, but I know that it exists, and that's good. It's good for everybody. All right, I think I said all of that, and then I'm going to put a link to the charity bundle here in chat. It's already going to be in the show description of the YouTube VOD, but that was the charity bundle from Digifile that I mentioned earlier that you should check out. The Landfall and Aggro Crab Showcase. I keep saying crag, it's crab. But you should check that out because that seems neat. All right, I've got some anime to talk about more in depth, some anime episodes, episodes 5 and 4, respectively, of a couple shows. And before I get into all that, we do need to get back to the overhead camera. I need to drink a lot of this water, and we've got to work on the other side of this thing here. So let's do all that right now. All right. Let's talk about episode 5 of Hat Atelier and Marriagetoxin, episode 4. So, shit's getting Coco is just like constantly thrown into the fucking fire, thrown to the goddamn wolves into the fire. Was trying to chase down somebody that had been following her, which we now know is somebody from the Brimmed Caps, who we've now learned that the person talking to her thinks that she is the future of magic, which is a lot to put on someone who is barely a witch at all, but is, barely in training. But that is apparently some questionable people think that is her destiny. But she was stuck in a labyrinth with other apprentices, and Tato was just like, you like, it kind of indirectly just being like, you're the reason this is happening, which our girl is not necessarily ready to just like disagree with. She's like kind of on kind of feels that like, yeah, I'm probably one of the reasons, or if not the reason, this is happening. We got a brush buddy, which I love. I love these little guys, little brush buddies. Brush buddy and Queefrey, the witch, fly out to try to find them. So they are still lost in the labyrinth, our apprentices. Tita apologizes to Coco and just like, hey, this is fucking unfair of me. Like, I don't quite know what's going on, but that was too much for me to blame you for it. And then she's just like, hey, I want everybody here to learn how to use this cloud spell. I think that like this is like my apology, but also I think this will be helpful. I'd like you to share it. Coco, who can't really do much but has a really sharp eye, is like, hey, I can direct you towards this rune that I saw. So she directs them towards the rune, which is being guarded by the dragon. And basically, like, Coco is like, we can't beat a dragon, but what if we use the cloud spell to, like, make a bed? And then, like, that way, like, we can get by the dragon and it will just be, like, cool. Like, what if we do something that, like, doesn't fuck up everything? So, of course, Agat, who still doesn't really trust Coco, is like, all right, this plan doesn't... All right, fine. You know what? We don't have anything else. We'll do this plan. But we're going to, like, try to improve the spell amongst us. And also, Coco, we don't want you to get directly involved in this. Which I think is fair. Obviously, Coco is our main character, and we love and support Coco. But she's definitely does it. She's in over her head fucking constantly, including this time. And also, she is the cause of all of her problems. I am not victim blaming. I am merely stating the obvious that Coco is in all of these messes consistently because of who Coco is. There's no way around that. Coco is Coco's greatest enemy right now. Okay, so we got to put this on here. We get this to go in like that. And then... Oops. This goes... I did just do this, so you'd think I'd be like, oh yeah. It just goes like this. But now I'm like, well, how does it work? How did all this work again? Okay. So yeah, so they're gonna try this. And Coco's like, you got it. But then Coco's also like, they're practicing this spell. They're trying to, get this spelling right. Coco is also invested in that because if she is consistent about anything, it is that our girl is like so fucking fascinated with magic. And in fact, she is kind of encouraging them by doing this. She inspires them to add something to the spell. I get by watching her is just like, oh, repetition. Yes. Okay. So we could do something with repetition. So like basically gets inspired like, oh, okay. A way this is going to work out for us is if we add in a repetition spell to it, it will help stabilize it. So basically Coco, without actually directly doing anything, has inspired people and Coco's helping. She's helping in her own special way. So that's good. And they execute their plan, and the dragon is soothed by this big cloud, and people are fucking psyched. They inspect the rune to try to figure out how to get out of this labyrinth. Meanwhile, our witch and the brush buddy are, thanks to the ink, find the alley, and they a portal to the labyrinth opens, and the dragon's like, okay, I was pretty fucking chill. I am no longer chill now that the portal is open. So the dragon becomes active and violent and attacks them, which is obviously terrifying. Agate falls, but here we go. Here is our witch. Qufry shows up, knocks out the dragon. And all of the princesses are there, except Coco isn't fucking there. Coco was grabbed by the masked witch, the witch we assume is from the brimmed caps. But Coco's knocked out, and apparently this whole thing was a test. It wasn't like meant to kill her, it was meant to test her. So this masked witch is like gives her some sort of gift and says like, hey, someday I'm going to teach you forbidden magic. And then Qufry catches up to, of course, not find this mysterious witch, but to find Coco and rescues Coco, applauds her for her bravery and her ingenuity, because Coco did come up with the plan and also helped like refine the plan. So Coco's doing some good work out there, friends. And then the episode ends with our main witch asking Nolina, Nola. No, I haven't said Nola's name out loud, I don't think. Ask Nola to study the rune that they discovered, and then it's basically like, hey, also, don't fucking tell the Great Hall what happened. Because I think she's trying to protect her girls. Specifically, I think she's very much trying to protect Coco, which makes sense, because Coco needs all the help she can get. I thought this was a fantastic episode. Things are really popping off on this goddamn program. The animation is gorgeous. I think I'm supposed to be like... Nathan just subbed with Prime. That's 44 months. Thank you so much, Nathan. Appreciate you very much. Let's roll the Bear Cave Lego site tier 2 blue emote in chat. Thank Nathan. This also gives me a moment to collect my thoughts. Thanks for using Prime. Collecting my thoughts. I think I'm supposed to blanket. I don't know if I'm supposed to like agree when people are not mean, but like Coco has caused a lot of mayhem by just being herself in a way that I think I'm supposed to find charming and inquisitive, instead of feeling like, Coco, what the fuck? I think I'm not supposed to think that, which is fine. Except I do think that. I do often think, God damn it, Coco. This person was following you, and you don't know who they are, and you're in a world of goddamn magic and mystery. Why would you chase them down a fucking alley? Just tell an adult, hey, somebody is following me. I don't know what's going on. Like, you were like, oh, now that I know how magic works, that it's just writing down runes, I'll write down this rune that a mysterious stranger once gave me, but didn't tell me it was magic. And then, oh no, my house and my mom have been petrified. I guess I'll become a witch to someday free her. Which character from Neon Genesis Evangelion, original run only, no rebuilds, could smoke more bongs in your opinion? I mean, I'm like, want to refresh. I'm looking at like a cast list of Eva to be like, is it anyone other than Misato? Like, is there possibly anyone that would rip more bongs like than Misato? Like, it's Misato, right? Like, right? Pen. Okay, I mean, a case for Pen can certainly be made. It didn't occur to me. I'll admit that it did not occur to me that Pen could be an option. But I think I'm going with Misato. I think Misato is the answer. One could make a case for Pen, certainly. Kaji, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at a photo of Kaji again. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's also a chance that Kaji's one of those guys that's like, I don't get high because I need to feel everything at all times. I need to, like, I drink to forget. I don't smoke to, like, I don't, it's like, I don't want to smoke to feel different. Like one of those dudes. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Yes. Oh, for certainly. Yes. Like, there are definitely people who used to smoke but don't anymore. Cause shit's fucked out there, and you want to have a, you probably need to have a bit of a level head out, because shit's real fucked. Yeah. I hope that answered your question. My vote is that one C-tier dude working at Nerve HQ with long hair, says Lashbrook. Maybe. I don't know. I think that guy might just hit the weed pen and doesn't rip. He might just hit the pen. All right, I need L2. We did have, or no, L1 is the one that goes on this side, or no. Yeah, L1. We did have one of these pieces fly away from us, so I kind of don't need to do this one, but I want to try to get it in there. Again, it's going to be fine. Going to be fine here. They're just working a job and confronting horrors beyond comprehension. They're coping hard. Yeah, for sure. Everybody's that's not true. Not everyone's doing their best. Some of them are doing their best. We'll leave it at that. Some of those folks are doing the best they can, and some of them could be doing more. They're definitely not doing their best. Not their best, not their brightest. All right, and then this little tiny piece, which we lost the other part of, so if we can't get this to fit in, it's fine, and I'm okay. Yep, just goes in like that. Okay. Again, slightly customized. All right, let's talk about episode 4 of Marriagetoxin. The end of the last episode, because they're going to start as just friends. Our artist, our art paint person, the person that had been kidnapped, is just going to try, and Hikaru are just going to try to be friends at first, this Kyoto. But May is like, hey, you got to meet other people. That's how this works. And sets up our guy Hikaru, our assassin, our poison expert assassin. Oh, we're going to work on the head now. Okay. Oh, that means we got fucking stickers at 10:30? God damn it. We're going to have to put fucking stickers on this kit. Oh, there's so many of them. Okay. I'll do my goddamn best, everybody. What if I don't? You know what? I was going to say, what if I don't do my best? No. What if I don't do the head? You know what? Hey, it's my stream. The next step is to work on the head, but it's going to involve all these tiny stickers. I want to do that on Saturday when I'm not doing it here. So we'll do some of the arm stuff because we can do that at the same time here. We're going to do some of that. We're just going to do that because I am calling an audible, and I don't want to work on a thing that will involve tiny little stickers right now. I am interested in finding out how my new glasses will help with sticker application, or if it won't help at all. I don't think it'll hurt it, but it might not help it at all. But I'm mostly... okay, so I need I... Okay. I mostly just don't want to do this right now, so I'm not going to. I'm going to start working on the arms, and we'll come back and work on the head on Saturday. We'll jump back and do that. I think that is the plan that we are going with here. Because again, I just know that I'm tired today, and I'm like, I don't want to focus on tiny stickers right now. And there's so much of this kit to work on. It's not like it's the last thing. All right, so Hikaru gets a job. He's going to be protecting a CEO's daughter. So he's going to be on guard duty for this woman, and maybe he'll date her. Maybe he'll meet some women from working with it or with her. We'll find out. Shiori is his client, and she's in college. So he goes with her like undercover as the bodyguard to this mixer to like go and kind of like meet people at this college. You know, little college mixer, see what's up. Turns out she has crippling, she's introverted, unbelievably introverted, and talking to people makes her cry. Which you'd think she would skip the mixer, but she was trying to like summon her courage and do it. So like you still feel for her, but you're like, well, that's not going to work. We find out from her uncle that Shiori's father designated her to be the next CEO of Balzac Party Supplies, which I wrote down because Balzac Party Supplies is a great fucking name of CEO. But her aunt is going to try to kill her, which seems fucking over the top and over the line. But her aunt wants the company all to herself and has hired an assassin. So Hikaru has gone undercover as one of Shiori's classmates in order to protect her from this assassin. I do love that this show, so far, we have already met one assassin, and now it's like, there's going to be more assassins. Like, this world has so many assassins, and they keep running into each other in Japan, and that's fun to me. And one of the classmates, Naruko, seems suspicious. Shiori is just like, the only reason I came here was to try to make friends. I promised my uncle, I promised my dad before he passed that I would make an effort to try to make friends, and so that's what I'm here to do, which is, you know, admirable, but also fucking rough. It's rough for her. Let's see. A month later, Naruko is indeed an assassin. The person that our guy immediately clocked as suspicious is an assassin because the aunt is furious that Naruko hasn't killed Shiori. And Naruko's like, there's this guy and he's always in the fucking way. And of course we know that's our man. Our dude is always in the fucking way because he is undercover protecting our girl. So great job. Later, there is he uses this fucking sound wave ability he has, because everybody's got fucking crazy abilities. So he uses this ability to manipulate sound to like collapse the college, and Hikaru barely saves Shiori. And at the same time, Hikaru and Naruko realize, oh shit, okay, we got ourselves, that's a poison master, that's a sound master. We got ourselves an assassin fight coming up, because they both clock it now officially. Oh, okay, now I know what I'm fighting against. Even though her college got all fucked up and someone is clearly trying to kill her, Shiori agrees to go on a class camping trip. Which is very funny, because she's still trying to make friends despite all evidence that, hey girl, you should probably just fucking maybe take it easy. But it turns out Naruko can use sound waves to kind of manipulate some people mentally, which is rough. Shiori, in her time working at this party supply company, has apparently learned some magic tricks, like sleight of hand magic tricks, which she performs to try to make friends, which is so fucking sad, but also adorable. Immediately, this girl we just met in this episode, immediately I want everything good for Shiori. She's just fucking trying so hard. So she does talk to people using that. And then we find out that there is a legend in this forest that there is a baby-eating deity in a shrine nearby. And then the episode ends with Naruko setting up wires throughout the forest to, I guess, amplify sound, maybe? I don't know. But basically, Naruko is trying to set up a positive, situation for themselves. One would assume. Again, Shiori immediately must protect at all cost. Best girl candidate. I want the best for her. I want everything good for her and nothing bad for her. And so I hope that quickly she makes a bunch of friends, and that this assassin gets what's coming to him, and then also the aunt gets what's coming to her. I just want good things. And I assume next episode we'll get some fucking fighting. Right now, I'm enjoying the show quite a bit. I totally get why people were recommending this to me as a show that I should check out, because it is very fun. Yeah. New character, really enjoying. I thought there'd be more Mei. We don't see a lot of Mei, which, does make some sense because she's not an assassin, but I did think that we would see her more often in these things, and we're really not. So I'm a little surprised about that. See him, see her, whatever. There will be more next week. Yeah. I mean, I assumed there'd be more stuff going on. But yeah, I'm digging it. Oops. I might have put this on wrong. Hold on. Hold up. Okay, so this looks like this. And that goes into this. That looks like that. Okay. What was I gonna say? See the joke next week is May. Yes. I did get that joke, Lashbrook. Not at first. I just took your word for it, and then went, wait. Oh, okay, yeah. It is gonna be May. So I think I'll avoid posting that tomorrow. But yeah, it's the last day of April, everybody. And we'll get into the month of May and all that entails. Working on these model kits, I'll tell you that. Now is the part of the stream where I would like to hear from you, friends. What are you watching right now? what kind of things are you, video games you playing? You watching anything? You up to anything? Feel free to let me know what you got going on, what you're up to, what you have happening. I always love hearing from you about those things and things. 925 and 927. So please feel free to let me know what the deal is. While I'm giving you time to write, if you're watching anything, you're playing anything, you're reading anything. Whoops, sorry about that. Hold on, my apologies. Hit my keyboard there. I'll let you know that your friend Pat has been... I played on Tuesday, I should say. On Tuesday, I did stream some and had a lovely time playing... make sure I'm doing this right. Had a lovely time playing Snap and Grab. I did get frustrated towards the end, but I think I was just overcomplicating things. And I guess got to be better about like trying stuff and going for it, which I will try in the future. I have played more of it since streaming on Tuesday. I did play more yesterday. I didn't have time today, and I am continuing to have a good time with that game. That game continues to be really fun to play. So I was happy to spend some time with that, and I look forward to playing more of Snap and Grab and kind of finishing up the first episode of it. I want to watch not speedrunners per se. But I want to watch some people who are like quote unquote good at the game. I think that would be fun to watch some people who are like either solving it really weirdly or interestingly or whatever. But I think I'd like to see that. I mean, maybe I'll also at some point like to see speedrunners, but I think I want to play more of the game before I do that. But I'm having fun with that. Still playing Hearthstone. Still enjoying all of my decks. Probably I won't stream again until the mini set comes out or my birthday stream. But if the mini set comes out around my birthday, then I'll probably wait until my birthday stream. But I definitely want to do that. But maybe I'll do its own stream at some point as well. I haven't quite figured that out yet. What if and when I'm going to do that? But I am. I mean, I always do like doing a Hearthstone stream. Next Tuesday, I am going to play Pokemon Heart Gold Randomizer. I was supposed to do that this week, but then Snap and Grab got to announce their date, and I got a copy of it to play. So that became the priority. Was if I can, I got to Snap and Grab, and I did Snap and Grab, and it was good. It was a good time. It was good to snap and grab, so I'm glad I did. But yeah, I do want to get back to that randomizer run. I have to watch the video of where I left off. I don't know if I have to grind. I might have to grind more. I don't know yet. I got to see. I got to watch the video before Tuesday. But I have till Tuesday, so I might just, this weekend check in and see. I'm going to see if there's anything else that I wanted to say before I start reading what y'all have written. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Is there anything that I haven't chatted with you about yet that I've been playing or doing? I don't think so. I got Marathon. I have played a bit of Marathon. I'm trying to get better at Marathon so I can play on Sunday. My multiplayer crew is going to do a big hangout. So I am trying to get better at Marathon so that I can participate in said hangout with my friends. Okay, so I did a piece wrong here because this fits snug and this doesn't fit snug. So one of these pieces is wrong. I want to say this is an I-25, and that's the mistake I made. I'm going to say that's the mistake I made, is that this is an I-25. So let me disassemble some stuff here. I fucked up. Let me see. Oh yes, I think I did. I think this is the wrong piece. Yes, this is I-26, not I-25. Okay, so this piece is wrong, and it's got to be this one. So I'm going to try to fix that mistake. It's going to be a little tough, but I'll try to fix it. We'll see. We'll see if I can pull this off. Lasper says, I finished season 3 of Spy Family. Still a great show, but I was a little surprised the bus situation didn't take longer. Yeah, that some parts of season 3 just kind of wrapped up a little faster than I would have guessed. I think it's reasonable to look at it and go like, huh, okay. That's weird. I think that's reasonable to say. I think the manga's release schedule made it feel longer. Forbidden Solitaire came out today, and I kind of feel less interested in the meta narrative, but all the different mechanics they add to Solitaire are fun. Yeah, I have not picked that up. I have been interested in that, but not enough to get it, if that makes any sense. Like I don't know. I might wait a bit. That and Titanium Court are games that I bought Titanium Court and haven't played it yet. Because I just haven't been motivated. But I haven't bought Solitaire. And I do want to. Okay, let me see if I can get... So I did I-26 instead of I-25. So, but like, now I have to kind of try to separate all of this without breaking anything. And that's going to be a little... Okay, oh good. That wasn't hard. Hooray. All right. Okay, so it wasn't this piece, it was this piece is what I wanted. This is the piece that's going to go into it later. So let's now rebuild what I was doing here. But yeah, I do want to play Titanium Court. I just haven't been motivated, even though I own it. I would like to check that out. We'll see how that goes. So that goes like that. And then this piece and this piece. This looks like this. This goes like this. Okay. All right, I got that connected properly now. And then this goes like that. And then this is all connected. Great. Okay. I'm now back where I should be on this. Lord Christ says, I got Saros, which is pretty rad so far. I'll tell you this, friends. I know I will never play that game. Because I'm just not interested in it. I'm not interested in it as a spiritual successor, or not spiritual, but like the follow-up to a previous game that I did not enjoy playing. I'm glad that people are liking Saros. I just know that that's not, for me, that is not a game that I am looking for to play. And so I am glad that people are enjoying it. I hope they have a very good time with it. I just know that is just not, that's not my game. That's not my vibe. That's not my style. Watching more One Piece as Lord Crashes and breaking of the toy curse on Dressrosa was a great moment. 100%. You're totally right. Especially for, yes. Usopp is living a weird life and making crazy, strange things happen, and we applaud our goof Usopp and all his weird endeavors. There's a funny moment when all the tough guys tell Luffy that they need to kill Don Flamingo, and he's too stubborn to accept their help. Yes, all of the characters that you look at and you go, why the fuck did Oda spend all of this time introducing all these new characters into the tournament arc? Like the fire fruit, the fire devil fruit, Ace's fruit. Like, I forget the actual name of it, but get Ace's fruit. Why did Oda spend all this time on all of these crazy, weird, intricate characters? What the fuck? And then you realize, oh, because they also think Don Flamingo fucking sucks. And even if they don't think Don Flamingo sucks, they think Luffy rules. Like, it's either they think he sucks, they think Don Flamingo has to be defeated, they think Luffy rules and they want to help Luffy, or both. There's also both. Sometimes they're just like, I think Don Flamingo sucks, and also I think Luffy is awesome. So it's like one of the two or both. And it's great. It's fucking fantastic. It's one of the best things about that, this constant introduction of new characters, just to be like, and now we're also gonna fucking do it. And then Luffy's just like, no, get out of here. Stop helping me. Stop trying to help me. Get lost. Luffy does not need this shit. He does not. He is not looking for a bunch of randos to want to help him out. And it is, you're right, it is fucking great. The wild band of random dudes. All right. We are almost done with the stream. I want to get these components put together here as far as the arm. And of course, we will pause the arm on Saturday's stream, and we'll go back to doing the head, where I will feel comfortable in the first hour working on intricate parts, like with tiny stickers, because they're not going to be super teeny tiny, but they're still going to be small enough that I just know myself enough to go, I don't want to do that right now. I don't think that's going to work. So, executive decision. A lesser version of me, a different time version of Pat, might have just said, you know what, actually, I can push through this and it'll work. But that's not me. This version of Pat says, actually, what's the fucking hurry? It's not the last thing I need to do, so why not push it off until Saturday when I'm in better headspace. Luffy barely understands what's going on, much less dealing with a large group of meaty men. Yes. His only real means of control is just to be like mad about it and yell. Like that's how Luffy does stuff, is just be like, what? Get out of here. What do you mean? Trying to eat my meat? Trying to eat the food that I want to eat? Luffy wants to help people, but he doesn't want to be classified as a hero, because heroes have to give up what they have to share, and he doesn't want to be obligated to do that. He'll do that if he wants to, but he doesn't want to be obligated to do it. Anyway, that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I hope you had fun. I hope you had a good time here on a lively Thursday night. Now, this isn't the end of the party. It's just the end of my portion of the party. We are going to go on a raid. We're going to go find somebody doing cool stuff and go spend some time with them. And I encourage you to come along to hang out and see what's up and what people are doing. Oh, that's right. My girl Rara is working on some art for some music. She's working in Photoshop. It's a work-focused stream where she is doing some cool stuff and kind of chit-chatting with the audience. Maybe getting a little bit of moolah, maybe a little bit of money to help out with some stuff. But mostly just working on a project in Photoshop, some like album and song art and stuff. So we'll go hang out with the girl Rara, because I got to be in there anyway, because I'm a moderator. So feel free to come along on this raid. If you would like, we'd love to have you. And then, of course, come back on Saturday as I work on the head of this kit. We finished the chest. I didn't even panel line this. I also need to panel line the chest. I skipped right to the arms. We could have just been panel lining. So we'll do that as well. We'll do that. We'll panel line, then do the head, then go back to the arms. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you have a great rest of your night. I'll see you in the future, which in the future means 2 days from now. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.